Hello, beautiful soul. My name is Bridget, and I have a message here for you if you have clicked on this video. So I'm going to shuffle live with this astrology deck and just see what comes through for you. What do you want this person to know? What do you want this person to know? Ooh, we have North Node future. So there's some kind of destiny that you are moving into at this time. North Node as well is a very interesting energy because it also talks about like material success and like material gain, like kind of like money and like, material possessions in a way. And kind of like things that make us feel good and like accomplished, like things that make us feel some measure of success. Like, I don't know, having a certain amount of money or possessions or those kinds of things that we don't necessarily like bring with us into the next incarnation, the things that kind of like of this realm, but they're still good, right? So you're going to be having some kind of success in this realm, like that's the instant thing I thought of when I saw this card. It's like you're going to have some kind of success with material possessions, some kind of physical and material reality change where it's going to feel more abundant for you. You're going to feel more successful. Like, oh, I've reached some measure of success where I'm feeling good. So let's see, Spirit, why do you want to tell them about this? What's going on? Progressions and journey. Okay, so it's like the next step in your journey. See how there's a clock here as well? You might have been working towards this for a long time, like a long time even. With the clock, it kind of makes me feel like things have been slow or it's been kind of slow to come in. And you might have been getting even like messages and synchronicities about this kind of shift with your finances, material kind of life for a while, but it's like things haven't necessarily showed up. But I'm feeling like with the North Node, it's like there is sort of just going to be a moment in your destiny, like in your life path where things just click over and it like clicks over into a new expression. And because I feel you are a grounded soul, like you're grounded in spirituality, which is really important for the North Node, because the North Node can kind of like eat someone up. It can like eat them up if they are out of alignment spiritually, if they're not kind of like checking in with themselves spiritually and like doing it from the right place. So I feel like maybe it's taken you a little bit longer. There's something here about time, like timing. Like you've been like, why is it taking so long? Why haven't I reached this success yet? Da, da, da. And there's something about, it's because something within you has been really aligning. It's been aligning so that when this comes in, this destiny moment where you have more material success in the material world, so that it's more tangible and so that it doesn't sort of get taken away from you really fast. I'm feeling like there's something even in a past life now I'm picking up where you might have reached some level of heights, like some heights of success, some level of material success, and then it was sort of taken away from you in kind of like a really brutal karmic way. You might have had this opportunity, almost like I'm seeing millions of dollars, like in your past life. There was something about you reaching this like level of success that is way beyond kind of like the everyday working class kind of like level of success. It was like it pulled you out of some kind of poverty or some kind of situation. It pulled you up, but then it was taken away. Okay, I'm seeing this really strongly in your past life. It might have even happened to you in this life already as well. That might have even happened in this life in your past. But for some of you, I'm seeing specifically in a past life, I'm seeing like several past lives showing to me. So because of this, I feel that in this lifetime, it's like you made some kind of a decision or some kind of a pact where you're like, I'm going to do things differently this time. I don't want to repeat the same mistake, or I don't want to repeat the same karmic loop, because I'm not even sure if it was a mistake. I feel like that's the wrong word. It's more just like it was a process of your soul, like clearing karma and learning. Oh my gosh, look, back of the deck, we have retrograde review. Yeah, it's something that has happened already in your past. Like this cycle of like having a lot and then not having a lot. And it was something that you really didn't want to repeat in this life. Next card coming through is Jupiter abundance. Yeah, this message is all about your abundance, and Pisces relates to sort of the past, the 12th house, like past lives, things in the subconscious that you might not be super aware of. So it's like you've had to do a lot of clearing of something that has already happened for you. You had to clear so that things could manifest differently for you in this lifetime. And that might have been really frustrating because I'm feeling that clock again, this clock where you're like, why does it have to take so long? Or why hasn't it happened yet? Because I feel like you've put a lot of work in, or you've done a lot of like self-development. Yeah. And things might have felt like kind of like a mystery for you at times. It might have felt like a mystery, like, why does this keep happening? So there's been heavy karma. It's been heavy karma. And I feel that the memory of this past life like lives within you, or from your past in this life. But for most of you, it's past life where it's like it's lived within you, and there's been a fear subconsciously of like, if you have this level of abundance, will it be taken away? And you might have experienced this in small ways, like, because I'm seeing the level of abundance though for you where you're meant to have a big success. Like, you're meant to have big abundance, like really elevated out of kind of like the average working class reality, where, you know, a lot of people like it's you're meant to be kind of like taken out of that energetically so that you can focus your life on something different. And I feel like this period of your life you're coming from, or that you've just been in, there's been a lot of focus on work. There's been a lot of focus on career. There's been a lot of focus on money, on material success, on worldly fame, that kind of thing. Again, something that you can't necessarily bring with you to the next life. Although karmically, we do kind of bring everything with us, don't we? But yeah, there's been kind of like a worldly focus. Like, I want to focus on the world, on success, on money, and maybe on elevating. Like, I want to elevate out of some kind of a financial situation or something. And it's because it's been true. Like, your soul needs this. Your soul has wanted this for a reason. You've been meant to elevate out because you are meant to experience something where you go, it's like, I'm seeing it sort of like a bubble where it's like, you're kind of like in a different stratosphere. You're meant to like go up into a different stratosphere to do with money, finances, success, so that it doesn't plague you anymore. So that you're not just like focused on it all the time and trying to kind of like get there. You're meant to kind of like separate out from that energetically through achieving it. Yeah, through achieving it is what's going to allow you to kind of like detach and like let go so that you can focus more. I feel focus more spiritually, focus more energetically on consciousness, on more of like a spiritual kind of like quest. But in this life, you weren't meant to, because I'm seeing now another past life coming through where it's like, in a past life, you might have focused entirely on spiritual and kind of like given up worldly possessions. You might have been a monk or a nun or something like this, and you kind of like gave up spiritual possessions, physical possessions for a spiritual life. And it's sort of like, then in another lifetime, you kind of had this like crazy worldly success or fame, and then it's like it got taken away, or you had $1 million and you lost everything, or you had $1 billion even and you lost everything. There's something here about big shifts happening in your soul. And Spirit's asking you to kind of like be patient, because if you could see the full picture from where you are, if you could see everything that's actually been going on and how your life and your journey has actually been progressing, I think you would have like more patience. You would be like, okay, I understand, like this thing had to change. This thing has to get into alignment. And there's been a lot of things from the past that has to kind of like come into alignment. Because like I said, when this destiny moment strikes you in this lifetime, when this success, when you get elevated, when you get, and I'm talking about elevation, okay? I'm talking about big elevation, like to the point where you're not going to have to think about work as much. Like, it's not going to be so much of a thing for you. It's going to be a very different energy. You're going to be working with a very, very different kind of set of circumstances, and that will be very good for your spiritual evolution. So when this destiny moment strikes, it's going to happen in a stable way. There's something where it's like, it's going to expand you, but it's going to be stable because you've done all this work for your past. You've done all this work on your past, Pisces. You've done all this work on your subconscious. You've done all this work to heal and to align in a different way than you have before. Wow. So you're meant to be really successful in this life. Did you know that? I feel like you did, because I feel like you have this like hunger, this ambition, or you have this want for freedom. Okay. That could also be it, like ninth house here on the back of the deck, exploration, which also feels like freedom. Ninth house is about freedom, freeing yourself and kind of like being able to explore. And that's the thing. It's like you're once this success strikes, you're going to move out of this working hard kind of hustling energy where you're like working, focusing on your career, focusing on the material success that you need kind of to make things happen in your life. There's going to be a huge shift where it's like, instead you start to focus on exploration. You start to maybe travel the world. You start to focus on your spiritual growth and your spiritual life and spiritual prosperity. It's like moving from material prosperity into spiritual prosperity. And it's going to be a very big shift. It's going to be such a big shift. So Spirit's kind of saying to kind of enjoy this, because when we get to play in the physical realm, it can be really fun. Like, the world can be like a playground when we're in the right energy, right? So it's like, enjoy where you are right now. Enjoy the focus on the physical, on the North Node, which, like I said, is very much about the I mean, it's more than that. It's about more than that, but it's very much about material possessions and like kind of like more like ego achievements, okay? And ego doesn't have to be negative or like inherently bad. It's just that it has to be balanced with the spirit, okay? It has to be in balance with spirit. So I feel like, yeah, this time in your life, you're really meant to be focusing on career, on success, on, I don't know, like material, money, and things like this, because it's meant to elevate you out and you're meant to reach some level of abundance that literally sets you free, where it sets you free, or some level of fame or something like this, where it sets you free. And it's like, oh, now you can like arrange your life in a totally different way. And you're not going to be working yourself so hard, because I feel like you've been putting so much effort in and it's been a lot of hard work. It might have even been draining, or you might have even been feeling kind of like burnt out at times because it's just been going on for so long. But keep going, because there is karma clearing right now, and you are going to reach like a level of success that most people dream of. You're meant to receive this level of success. So believe in yourself, I guess, is the other thing Spirit wants you to know. Like, really believe in yourself. All right, that is your message for today. Yeah, fun. So if you'd like to check out more of my work, the links are in the description box below, and I'm sending you so much love and light. Take care.